Oh, what's up you guys? I'm not amazing, I'm just mediocre. Welcome back to the channel and this Star Wars Squadrons video. And today we're going to be talking about the Y-Wing setup that I finally found that will allow you to dominate fleet battles, giving you the power to both farm morale for your team and push the meter towards your side so you can make the attack, as well as deal heavy damage to capital ships. And even in a game where I was down with 4 people versus 5, we ended up coming out on top and destroying the enemy capital ship because of this superior Y-Wing setup. Took me a while to find this because the Y-Wing handles quite a bit differently than the TIE bomber, and I found myself struggling at first, but then I found the proper set of components in order to succeed. First, I changed from proton torpedoes over to the multi-lock missiles, and that's going to give me the ability to farm AI. As for shields, I take the Loadout Ray shield, and this allows me to take less damage from enemies' primary weapons, their lasers, 25% less damage from those, but I do take more damage from enemy missiles, and so to counteract that, I actually go ahead and pick the dampener hull, which increases hostile lock-on time by 100% while decreasing my max health just a little bit. So basically, it doubles the amount of time it takes for enemies to lock on with those missiles, which counteracts my weakness to those missiles. If I can use some maneuverability, I can get away from them, and for that I actually prefer the slam engine versus the unstable engine, because this allows me to passively generate boost meter. Instead of having to overcharge the engines, I can overcharge my weapons or shields instead. And then I have my primary weapons as the rotary cannons and my other auxiliary as the focused beam cannon. As soon as you spawn into the game, you want to overcharge those shields so you have that protection from enemy lasers, because that's usually what you're going to be getting attacked with. And then you want to find enemies, especially if you can find a group of those TIE fighters, to use those multi-lock missiles on. Those allow you to easily farm enemy AI, which gets you quick morale. Each enemy AI is worth half the points of a player, and they often fly around in squadrons of 4 or 5 at a time, so you can get basically 2.5 kills worth of morale on just those guys. Then of course, once the morale is pushed, you want to attack those enemy cruisers with the overcharged lasers and your focused laser beam, while trying to get some enemy kills at the same time and trying to farm some enemy AI with your multi-lock missiles. Because if you can keep getting little bits of morale as you're making these attack runs, you're going to be able to maintain that attack for longer instead of getting pushed back by the enemy, because you get killed in the process. And then not only is this a great way to farm for enemy AI, but the multi-lock missiles are also great for attacking enemy turrets. As you can see me approach the cruiser on this last run, I actually lock onto a bunch of turrets on the cruiser's surface, which will allow you to destroy those turrets, making it easier to attack those capital ships. Of course, you can do this in the Star Destroyer as well. And then it also just does direct damage to that enemy hull. Now, of course, if you get flipped and you're on the defense, you want to go for that enemy raider as soon as possible. This one only accepts 1 lock from your multi-lock missile, so I don't actually end up wasting my missile on it. I try to overcharge my lasers and then hit it with my focus laser beams, and then once that one's out of the way, I of course go back to trying to farm those enemy AI with my multi-lock missiles. And they're also pretty easy to destroy with your standard primary cannons as well, so don't be afraid to just like put out some lasers, try to farm for some AI, and then turn the morale to your side so you can finally mount the attack onto the enemy's Star Destroyer. But of course, you can't always turn it around, and as hard as you might try, you might have to defend your MC-75. Now, when you get back over here, you want to try to basically run interference. You want to stand around the front of the MC-75 if you can, and then target your closest enemy and then just wail on them. Take them out as soon as you can. Try to have overcharged lasers. You don't really care about overcharged engines at this point. You're hanging around your own MC-75 on the defense. You don't need to be doing fast boosted attack runs. So you definitely just want the overcharged weapons during this point in time. focused on protecting your MC-75 subsystems, and then of course destroying the enemy raider as well, because that's going to give you a huge point boost and prevent your your MC-75 from taking a lot of damage, because those raiders, they definitely do a huge amount of damage, and they can take your shields down on your MC-75, which makes it really easy for enemies to run attack runs on your own capital ships. So do as much as you can with those multi-lock missiles, your overcharged lasers, and your focused beams. Flip that morale, get it back onto your side. And of course, if you haven't already seen my video on how to win fleet battles, how to approach capital ships, you want to come in and destroy these shield generators first. Destroy both the shield generators, and that will completely knock out the enemy's shields, and they won't be able to protect the hull of their ship anymore. As you're moving in for the attack runs on the Star Destroyer, feel free to use your multi-lock missiles to farm for some more morale for that AI, and then of course that's gonna, just like I said before, allow you to maintain that aggression longer, maybe be able to pull off the 2 attack runs instead of just the 1. Just fire off a couple of those multi-lock missiles on the way in, and then lucky me, in this particular situation, the shields were already down. I could start firing on this right away instead of having to glide in up under the shields, and I was able to destroy that shield generator. Now, of course, this game is pretty much over, unless the team managed to pull off a miraculous morale flip and hold that aggression. Once you get an enemy's shield generators down, it's practically game over. And then you see right here, I even was able to fly in and destroy a second subsystem, getting the power systems as well, which is going to make it even easier to destroy the enemy's hull. And I almost got that targeting system on the same run as well. And like I told you guys before, we were able to turn this game around, starting down a player 4 versus 5 and destroy the enemy's capital ship, winning this game. But it wasn't easy. Flying the Y-Wing is a lot more difficult than flying the TIE Bomber, in my opinion, because you don't have that easy power shunting ability. You can't quickly throw overcharge power from your weapons into your shields or vice versa. You have to premeditatedly overcharge that stuff. You have to overcharge your shields as you approach your target. You have to overcharge your weapons if you want to have some overpowered lasers on the way in. You have to overcharge your engines just a little bit if you haven't created enough boost from the slam engines that you had equipped. So you're gonna have to be managing your power quite a lot as you fly this Y-Wing. And you're definitely going to want to abuse boost drifting if you want to have any semblance of maneuverability flying this Y-Wing. It handles like a space Cadillac. This thing's got a lot of power under the hood, and you definitely don't want to get in the way of his lasers, but it doesn't exactly turn very well. Now, if you want to learn how to boost drift and abuse that to achieve some awesome micro drifting combos, then you want to click the video that you see on your screen right now, going into all the fine details about how you can become an ace pilot. I'll see you guys in that one. In the meantime, I'm not amazing, I'm just mediocre, and I'm out.